The biggest movie of 2025 made $2.2 billion, and you've never heard of it. There's a war right now that's displaced 11 million people. Your feed hasn't shown you a single video, and there's an entire internet with 1 billion users that your algorithm will never let you see. You're not browsing the World Wide Web. You're browsing the Englishwide Web. And the walls are invisible, but they're real. Here's how you got locked in. Your phone knows something about you that you've never considered. It knows what language you speak. And that single piece of metadata is quietly building a cage around your entire reality. Every time you watch an English video, the algorithm takes a note. English speaker. It says, give them more English. It seems harmless. It's not. Because the algorithm isn't showing you the best content on the internet, it's showing you the safest bet, the easiest prediction. And predicting you'll watch another English video? That's the safest bet it can make. This is how the loop works. You watch English content, the system labels you, it recommends more English content, you watch that, the bubble shrinks. And every single time you click, the walls get a little bit higher. Most people assume they control what they watch. They don't. They're being fed what worked last time. And what worked last time was English. But here's where it gets strange. English content is only 49.5% of the internet. English speakers, only 25.9% of all users. Do the math. 3/4 of the people online aren't speaking your language. They're watching different videos, reading different news, living in a completely different version of the internet. And your algorithm has decided you don't need to see any of it. Let me show you how deep this goes. In 2025, a movie called Ne 2 made $2.21 billion at the box office. It beat Zootopia 2? It beat Avatar? It became the highest grossing film of the year. You didn't see a trailer, you didn't see reviews, you didn't see a single reaction video because the algorithm didn't think you'd care. It didn't show up in your feed because it wasn't in your language. So to you, it doesn't exist. This isn't a small gap. This is a cultural blackout. While you were debating Marvel fatigue, China built a rival cinematic universe. It's called the Fengshen universe, and it's been printing billions. You've never heard of it. Not because it's niche, but because the algorithm made a choice. And it's not just movies. Right now, there's a song called Sayara that generated 98 million streams in 1 week. It debuted at number 10 on the Billboard Global 200. Ask anyone in America what the number 10 song in the world is, and they'll have no idea. Because the algorithm doesn't care about global, it cares about local, your bubble. Here's the worst part. You think you're informed. You watch YouTube, you scroll TikTok, you read the news, you feel like you have a finger on the pulse. You don't! You have a finger on an echo. The trap isn't an accident. It's an optimization. Let me explain how the machine works, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Every recommendation algorithm has 2 jobs. First, it chooses a few hundred videos from billions of options. This is called candidate generation. Second, it ranks those videos by what it thinks you'll watch. This is called ranking. Here's the trap. In the first step, the system looks at what other people like you have watched. If someone watched video A and video B, and you watched video A, it recommends video B to you. Simple. But language acts as a wall. English speakers only co-watch with other English speakers, so the candidate pool it's choosing from is already English only. Before the ranking even starts, the Chinese video, the Arabic video, the Hindi video, they've already been filtered out. They never had a chance. Even if a foreign video goes mega viral, let's say 500 million views in Brazil, it still won't make your feed because the system predicts you'll skip it. Reading subtitles is friction. Understanding foreign context is work. The algorithm hates work. It wants you comfortable. So it optimizes for comfort, which means it optimizes for isolation. TikTok takes this even further. The app doesn't just track your IP address, it reads your SIM card. Specifically, it reads something called the mobile country code. If you have a US SIM card, you get locked into the US content pool. You can't trick it with a VPN. You can't change your settings. To escape the American algorithm, you'd need to physically swap your SIM card to a Brazilian one. How many people are going to do that? Almost zero, which is exactly the point. This is why massive trends in Brazil or China take months to reach the West. By the time you hear about it, it's old news everywhere else. You're always 6 months behind and you don't even know it. So what are you actually missing? Let me tell you about an internet you've never seen. In China, there's an app called Douyin. You know it as TikTok. Same company, different universe. On Douyin, you don't just watch videos, you buy products in real time during live streams. It's described as a carnival of consumption. Sellers perform, they gamify purchases. Last year, Douyin drove trillions in sales. On your TikTok, you get a shopping tab that feels like a wish list. It's the same app, completely different function. Douyin is also the #1 education platform for Chinese Gen Z. Millions of people learn Excel, Python, history using short-form video, not as a gimmick, as a primary learning tool. On your TikTok, you get life hacks and commentary. The algorithm has decided that's what you want. There's also a platform called Bilibili. It's like YouTube, but comments scroll across the video in real time. It turns every video into a live event, even if you're watching it months later. It creates a community experience that YouTube's comment section in the basement could never replicate. 78.7% of Bilibili's users are under 30. It's the cultural engine of an entire generation, and unless you speak Chinese, you'll never see it. Then there's WeChat. You think it's just Chinese WhatsApp. It's not. WeChat has something called mini programs. These are apps inside the app. You can file your taxes, book a doctor's appointment, order food, pay your credit card, all without ever leaving WeChat. 946 million people use mini programs every month. That's nearly 1 billion people doing things online that Google can't see because it all happens inside an app that Western search engines can't index. This is what they call the dark matter internet. It's not hidden, it's just invisible to you. And here's where the trap turns dangerous, because it's not just about missing out on movies or memes, it's about missing the future before it arrives. In 2024, Western media was obsessed with one narrative. China's economy is collapsing. Overcapacity, deflation, real estate crisis. Search China economy in English, and that's all you'll see. But search the same thing in Chinese, and you get a completely different story. New, quality, productive forces. A deliberate economic transition from real estate to high tech. Electric vehicles, batteries, solar. China installed more solar capacity in 2024 than the United States has in its entire history. The new three exports, EVs, batteries, solar, grew 30 to 40% year over year. But if you only read English, you'd think China was falling apart. You'd bet against BYD. You'd dismiss their EVs as cheap knockoffs. And then BYD overtook Tesla. And Western automakers realized they were 5 years too late. That delay? That's the cost of the algorithm. It fed you the story you wanted to hear. It confirmed your biases. And while you were comfortable in your bubble, the world moved on. There's something else you need to know. Psychologists have discovered something called the foreign language effect. When people make decisions in their native language, they're emotional, they're risk-averse, they hesitate. If you ask someone the trolley problem in English, they struggle. Do I sacrifice one person to save 5? It feels wrong. Ask the same person in their second language? They switch to logic. They make the utilitarian choice. Save the 5. When traders make financial bets in a foreign language, they make better decisions. They're less emotional, more rational. Here's the trap. English speakers almost never need to think in a second language. English is everywhere, so they're always operating in emotional mode. They're easier to provoke, harder to reason with, more vulnerable to outrage. The algorithm knows this, and it feeds you what makes you feel, not what makes you think. Speaking only English doesn't just limit what you see, it changes how you think.
So how do you escape?
You don't need to be fluent in 5 languages. You need to hit B1 in 1. B1 is intermediate. It means you can understand the main points of clear input. You can watch a video, read a thread, browse a feed. You won't catch every word, but you'll get the idea. And that's enough to break the algorithm. Here's what you do. Pick a language, spend 3 months getting to B1, then start consuming content in that language. Watch 10 Spanish YouTube videos, and the algorithm will notice. Suddenly, your feed splits. You're no longer locked in the English pool. You're pulling from 2 ecosystems. Add a third language? Now you're accessing 3 parallel internets. Different creators, different perspectives, different ideas. This isn't about practice. This is about access. Polyglots aren't learning languages to speak better. They're learning languages to see more. And once you see how much you've been missing, you can't go back. The algorithm isn't evil. It's efficient. It gives you what's easy, what's safe, what keeps you watching. But the world isn't safe. It's chaotic, massive, diverse. And the biggest ideas, the biggest shifts, the biggest stories, they're happening right now in languages you don't speak. Your feed isn't showing you the world. It's showing you a reflection of yourself. And if you only speak English, that reflection is getting smaller every single day. Stop trusting your feed. Start breaking your bubble, because the cage is invisible, but it's real, and you've been inside it the whole time.